I love to share my story and what God has done in my life, and I like to share that with other people so that His grace can overflow from my life into their life and bless them in some of the same ways that He's blessed me. I see His grace in how He heals my patients. I see His grace in the patients that He provides for me. I see His grace in what He's doing in my kids' lives as they establish their own lives and their own careers. God's allowed me to work with residents and medical students at the medical college and just share my story with them and encourage them as they go through their training and understand that He's with them and that He's guiding them and that He will provide for them. In Africa, it gives me an opportunity to take all the abilities and blessings that He's given me and share those with the African people and train African surgeons and share with them what I do every day. It's also given me the opportunity to share with them His goodness and His story of the gospel and how they can share that with patients and how they can impact the cities and villages where they work.
March 28th, 2014, we got the phone call that as a parent you never want to get.
A horrible accident here.
There's been an accident, and your grandkids are on the way to the hospital, and unfortunately your daughter is on flight for life.
We're told that there was a woman and 2 children on board this.
Only by God's grace, my wife did not have a traumatic brain injury, but her spinal cord was severely injured, leaving her paralyzed. When I saw her for the first time, I broke down. My wife has actually never seen me cry, but I broke down in that room because I couldn't believe that it had happened. You never think it's going to happen to you, and I was just so grateful that she was still alive and still a part of our family. I believe God doesn't just grant you grace. He gives you the opportunity to be graceful, and He gives you the tools you need to do that. A great example of that is I handle all of my wife's care, but only by God's grace and His ability to give me the energy to do that can I handle a full-time job, all of the needs of my wife, as well as 2 little insane children at home, and that's only through God's grace.
Grace has profoundly poured upon our family, and the way that Justin has approached this particular challenge has demonstrated to me a lot of grace in his approach to loving my daughter, Tara, and loving the family and caring for this family in a special way.
Everything that we think, say, and do should give those around us the opportunity to see why it is we do what we do.
Morning, Jim.
Morning.
Hey, Jim.
On a daily basis, I'm just really privileged with having an opportunity to lead a group of around 60 people, and got 40 some odd guys out in the field that do commercial relocation. And I love to get up early. I love to be in the office by 5:30. I love to have the coffee on when those guys arrive and catch up with them, let them know that I'm really interested not only about them as an employee, a team member, but I'm also interested in their families and their wives and their kids and how they're doing. And I do show, and I do have a sincere interest in those families, and I think those guys know it. And once again, I think that's God's grace working in me through them, that I care more about them as individuals and human beings than I do as an employee. God will present you the opportunity to talk and share with other people about Him and His grace to us all. God will present those opportunities. Just take advantage of them when you can.
When I got the diagnosis that the cancer had returned, and we were kind of in limbo for a week or two till a biopsy came back, my wife and I had a lot of moments together, and I kind of came to the realization that I'm not afraid to die, because I know what God has planned for me in terms of my eternity. But at this point, I'm sad to think of dying, because there's a lot of things that selfishly I would like to be a part of yet here. My son's life, my wife's life, my business, my friends. What I hope they would see is God and His grace that He's granted me the ability to fight through this. And I have a much higher or heightened sense of awareness that, gee, these days that I've been given through the grace of God, I should use to His glory. And what can I do to serve Him? Because that truly gives me some real satisfaction at the end of the day to say, that was a great day, to serve God and to serve others.